Hello, so a review today. Every so often I review a game where I'm doing the footage recording into the capture device onto the PC, and I just, it's not working, and like for example I'll record a game and there'll be no sound, and I want to go back and re-record it because I want to do the game justice. And sometimes I review a game where I just cannot be bothered to go back and record it, so I don't bother changing the footage and doing it again. And one of those games is Halo Reach for the Xbox 360, released sometime last year, I believe. I actually got this free with an Xbox Live subscription, although it did take them about 9 months to send me it. It started off as a game that was worth about 35 quid when I was supposed to get it free, and now you can pick it up for like £9.50 or something like that. So yeah, Halo Reach. Not a fan of the series. If you go on Google, I've got a little experiment for you. Go on Google and type in Halo Games R and then see what the next word is. Is it going to be Halo Games are good? Maybe Halo Games are great? Maybe Halo Games are excellent? No. What actually comes up as the first result is Halo games are overrated, which is completely true. This game for me is just an average shooter, but it's just hyped. It's the same old Halo formula. If you put this on compared to Halo 3 or ODST, if you didn't play them much, you won't be able to differentiate the games from one from another. They all just look the same. Multiplayer, more of the same, obviously. Multiplayer for me in Halo is better than single player, because the single player for me just lacks variety, lacks any sort of innovation from one game to the next. Another thing I don't like about Halo in the campaign is I think the weapons are shit. Your standard guns aren't that bad, sort of machine guns. They don't really seem to do much damage, but it's annoying because you always run out of ammo and end up having to pick up an enemy weapon. And what annoys me about this is in every Halo game you're telling me that the soldiers go out with not enough ammo every time. It's really annoys me. So you end up picking up these enemy weapons, and the only good one for me is the Needler, which is sort of the one that shoots pink spikes out and then they explode a few moments later. So not a fan of the weapons. Another thing with Halo Reach, I noticed I couldn't dual wield, which I've been able to do in pretty much every Halo game that I can think of. So it's just bread and butter of Halo, being able to run around with two guns in your hands. So that was another thing that was quite annoying. There's also some abilities in the game. There's, of course, you got sprint, which you've always had in all the Halo games, but then you can swap that out for a armour shield sort of thing. But again, these abilities, they don't really seem to add much to the game. It comes back to it being an average game again. There's not much innovation. You could tell that it was the sort of thing that the would have hyped up to get fans excited, but the execution of it's just average, and it doesn't really add anything to the game whatsoever. So along with them you've got the same old shit vehicles, the Warthog, whatever you call it, pile of shit, just fucking annoying. When I play a first person shooter, I want to play a first person shooter. Simple as. I don't want to drive around in some fucking shitty thing that handles like a fucking pile of wank. You know, they couldn't even put proper fucking controls on it. Yeah, I mean that's the same as every Halo game, you know. Just annoying. There's also the usual Halo thing. You see, a lot of the time I'm going to use the word usual because they don't change anything, and that's what, you know, for me makes it a really average series. Yeah, the usual checkpoint stutters. Every time you pass through a checkpoint, it pauses, it's saving, it's loading. I don't know what the fuck it's doing, but it really annoys me. Some people compared the original Halo to GoldenEye on the N64, and what they're saying is that GoldenEye sort of invented first person shooters on consoles and then Halo refined it. If that's your opinion, then you need fucking lining up and shooting, because Halo is nowhere near as innovative as GoldenEye was when it first came out. And also I would rather play the GoldenEye, the newer one, which was nothing, well, I say nothing to do, it wasn't made by Rare, the original developers, but I'd rather play that than this that came out at about the same time. So for me, a game to compare this to would be Resistance 3 for the PlayStation 3, which is obviously its equivalent, so to speak, on the PlayStation 3. And Resistance 3 absolutely wipes the floor with this. You know, it's a hell of a better shooter than this is. So for me, as someone who played games like Deus Ex and Far Cry on the PC, this was not a revolutionary game series when it first started. So back to Halo Reach. The graphics and sound are solid, however the enemies for me are annoying as shit. I don't like the design of the enemies. I just think they're really irritating. I know enemies are supposed to sort of be irritating, but I don't find it satisfying shooting these little fucks in the face. When it comes to the scenery, the level design, it's the same old shit, just churned out again. They really need to go somewhere with this series. They need to, I don't know, find a time machine or something and go back to like Vietnam or World War II, something like that, just to give it a breath of fresh air, some new scenery and whatnot. So overall, for me it's just an average shooter. If you can pick it up for less than a tenner, then do so, but it's not worth any more.